So, hello dear students, we are from NEET world. So, today onwards we are starting the 10th ICSE and CBSE physics part, and all the subjects also will start. So, today I am going to start with the physics subject for the 10th CBSE and ICSE standards, and today I am going to discuss about the first chapter, that is light. So, what do you mean by light? What do you mean by light? So, anyone is having idea what do you mean by light? Yeah. So, what do you mean by light? So, listen students, light is nothing but a form of energy that causes the sensation of vision if it falls on the eye. For suppose, if I take light, this has a human eye or something else. So, if light is going to fall on this eye, then it will cause us the sensation of vision. So, it is a form of energy that causes the sensation of vision. Okay. So, what do you mean by light? Means light is a form of energy. So, it is a form of energy. Okay, it is a form of energy that causes sensation of vision. Okay, that causes sensation of vision. Okay, light is a form of energy that causes sensation of vision. Okay, just like if you take sound, even sound is also a form of energy that causes the sensation of hearing. And if you take heat, heat is also a form of energy that flows from high temperature region to the low temperature region. So like that, all these are the form of energies, right? So like that, even light is also a form of energy that causes the sensation of vision. Okay, now see, this light is a word derived from the Greek language. Okay, from the word called as optics. Okay, so optics is nothing but the study of light. Okay, study of light. So optics is a branch of physics that deals with the study of light. Okay, so optics is the branch of physics that deals with the study of light. Okay, branch of physics that deals with study of light. Okay, that deals with study of light. Okay, branch of physics that deals with the study of light. So what do you mean by optics? Means optics is nothing but a branch of physics that deals with the study of light. Got it? Now see, for suppose if you take this optics is generally classified into two types. Okay, this optics is generally classified into two types. First one is ray optics. Okay, first one is ray optics. Okay, and next one is wave optics. So this optics is classified into two types. First one is ray optics and second one is wave optics. Now ray optics deals with the formation of images formed by the lenses and optical instruments. Okay, ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం చదువుతాం అంటే we are going to find out, or we are going to study about images formed by the optical instruments. Okay, here we are going to study about images formed by the optical instruments. Are you clear? Images formed by the optical instruments. Okay, now here we are going to study about, in wave optics we are going to study about phenomena of light. Okay, what we are going to study means phenomena of light. Clear? Phenomena of light. Okay, phenomena of light. So in ray optics we are going to study about the image formed by the optical instruments, and in wave optics we are going to deal with the phenomena of light. Okay, so in our standard we are going to study about only about reflection and refraction, that we'll discuss. Please copy this. Yeah, copy it. We'll go for the next concept, that is reflection of light. Okay, the next topic is reflection of light. Okay, light reflection గురించి మనం ఇక్కడ చదువుదామండి. So what we are going to study means we are going to study about the reflection of light. What do you mean by reflection? Means, for suppose if I take it as a any smooth surface, okay, I'll take it as a smooth surface. Okay, I'll take this as a smooth surface. Now for this smooth surface, if you draw a perpendicular line like this, for suppose I'll take one point here. From that point I'll draw a perpendicular line. Okay, from that point I'll draw a perpendicular line like this. So the line which we drawn perpendicular to the surface, that is called as a normal. Okay, what we call this as normal. So what do you mean by normal? Means normal is nothing but the line which is drawn perpendicular to the surface of a mirror or any optical instruments. Okay, for suppose here I'll write what is normal. Means here normal is nothing but, okay, the light which is perpendicular to the line drawn perpendicular to the, okay, line drawn perpendicular to the surface. Okay, line drawn perpendicular to the surface, plane surface. Idi normal out. So this normal will make 90 degrees angle. Okay, so this normal will make 90 degrees angle on either sides. So on either sides it will make how much angle ma? 90 degrees angle. Okay, on either sides how much angle it will make? 90 degrees angle. Now see, for suppose a ray of light is going to incident on this. Okay, a ray of light is going to incident on this surface. Okay, ray of light is going to incident on this surface. Okay, let us take with some angle I. Okay, an arbitrary angle I will take. I will take any some angle. With some angle I, this light ray is going to incident on the mirror. Okay, like this. So this is the incident light ray. So what we call this light ray as incident light ray. Now this incident light ray will make an angle I with the normal. Are you clear? This incident angle is making, okay, this incident angle is making an angle I with the normal, and this is the incident ray. That incident ray is making an angle I with the normal. And let us consider this ray will get reflected from the surface of the mirror. Okay, so this ray will get reflected from the surface of the mirror, and I will take this angle of reflection as R. Let us consider this point is there, right? This point is there, right? Let us consider this point as O. Okay, where the light is going to incident, I'll take that point as O. Now I will take this point as, let us take incident ray I. I'll take this as a reflected ray R. Okay, now see, here IO is called as incident ray. Okay, what is IO called as? Means incident ray. Clear? What we call IO as incident ray. And if I take this as normal, I will represent this as N. Then NO is called as normal. Clear? What is NO is called as normal. And OR is there, right? This OR is called as reflected light or reflected ray. Are you clear? So IO is incident ray, NO is the normal, and OR is the reflected ray. Now what do you mean by reflection of light? Means the bouncing back of light ray. Okay, so the bouncing back of light ray, are you clear? The bouncing back of light ray to the same medium. Okay, the bouncing back of light ray to the same medium. Clear? To the same medium when it is incident on. Okay, when it is incident on. Clear? When it is incident on smooth reflecting surface or plane reflecting surface or plane surface. Okay, incident on plane surface. So this is called as reflection. So in reflection, the light ray has to incident here. After reflection, it has to go to the same medium. It has to go to the same medium after reflection. Okay. Now see here, N is called as, NO is called as, okay, NO is called as normal, and IO is called as incident ray, OR is called as reflected ray. Okay. So now try to understand, students. Here light is going to incident on this plane surface, right? After that it is going to reflect back into the same medium. This is called as reflection. In order to explain the reflection of a light, it has to satisfy few properties. Clear? It has to satisfy few properties that we are going to discuss as the next topic, that is properties of reflection. Okay, that is properties of reflection. Clear? We are going to study about the next topic, that is nothing but properties of reflection. Now in the properties of reflection, okay, so properties of reflection, the first property is angle of incidence is equal to, okay, angle of incidence is equal to, clear, angle of incidence is equal to, okay, angle of reflection. Okay, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now see, students, for suppose in the previous example I told IO is the incident ray, NO is the normal. Now if you take the angle ION, so this is the angle ION, so this is the angle ION. This angle ION is called as angle of incidence I. In the same way, NOR, this is the reflection plane, this is NOR, this angle is called as angle of reflection. So therefore, angle NOR, that is called as angle of reflection. Now try to understand, whenever we can say the reflection of light happen, it must satisfy the properties of reflection. In that, the first property of reflection is the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection, which means that angle of incidence I should be equal to angle of reflection R. Okay, this was the first point. And the second point is that, okay, and the second point is that, for suppose if I take this as incident ray, and if I take it as a normal, and if I take it as a, reflected ray, now incident ray, normal and reflected ray must lies in the same plane. Okay, a same plane means what? Means, for suppose to explain that, I'll take one small piece of a paper. Yeah, fine, students. So look at this piece of a paper. Now I'll explain with the help of this small paper. So this is a, surface, or this is a, one plane surface. Now see, for suppose if I take this as a, reflecting surface, now light ray is going to incident on the surface like this. So this is a light ray which is going to incident on the surface. After reflection, it is going back like this. Okay, now see, if both incident ray and reflected ray both are in same line, okay, same plane, here incident ray, reflected ray both are in same plane, and even normal also, clear, and even normal also in the same plane. Okay, so I'll take this as a normal, so even normal also in the same plane. See, here the normal, incident ray and reflected ray, all three are in the same plane. For suppose if I bend one plane like this, so reflected plane I'll bend like this. So initially both are like this. Okay, this is a plane. So incident ray, reflected ray, normal are in the same plane. Now let us, I'll bend the reflected plane like this. Reflected plane like this. Now here incident ray is on this plane. Let us take, I'll take both the incident ray and reflected ray are perpendicular like this. Okay, Dear students, listen. I'll take perpendicular like this. See, now incident light is in this plane and reflected light is in this perpendicular plane. Okay, you seen right this diagram, right? You are seeing right everyone? Yeah. Now see, this the incident ray is in this plane and reflected ray in this perpendicular plane. Okay, so like that, if all the incident ray and the reflected ray and even normal are on the same plane like this or on the same plane like this, okay, then we can say it is a proper reflection. Are you clear? Or we can say it as a proper reflection. Are you clear? Or we can say it as a regular reflection. Are you clear? Now you can get a regular reflection. Now see, this is called as a regular reflection. Now please remember, this is called as a regular reflection. Fine. So, in order to get this reflection, incident ray, okay, incident ray, for suppose if I take normal, okay, incident ray, normal, and also reflected ray, clear, and also reflected ray, okay, and also reflected ray must lies in same plane. Clear, it must lies in what? Same plane. Okay, if they lies in different plane, then this concept or this the property of reflection can't be applicable. Okay, so please note down these 2 points. Fine. Then to understand this reflection thing, I'll give you few examples so that you can easily understand that. Okay. Now see, for suppose if I take it as a surface, reflecting surface. Okay, I'll take it as a reflecting surface. Okay, I'll take it as a reflecting surface. Now I'll take this as a normal. Okay, and I'll consider this as an incident ray. Okay. Now let us suppose the incident ray I is given as 30 degrees angle. Okay, the incident ray I is given as 30 degrees angle. Then what is the reflected ray means? What is the reflected ray means? How much? Yeah, reflected ray means how much? Yeah, very good. So reflected ray R is also 30 degrees because the according to the properties of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to what? Angle of reflection. Okay, according to property of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to what? Angle of reflection. That is equal to how many degrees? 30 degrees. Okay, that is equal to how many degree? 30 degree. Now, one more question I will ask. What is the angle made by the incident ray with the surface, with the reflecting surface? So, I want this angle, let us take this as x. Yeah, in the same question. In the same question, I want the angle x. Yeah, calculate and tell me. Yes, good. Now see, for suppose, if I take this as a normal, normal generally makes how much angle? This total angle is 90 degrees, right? Now this total angle is how much? 90 degrees. So this total angle can be taken as this angle is x plus I, right? So x plus I, that is equal to this total angle. This total angle is how much? 90 degrees. Because it is a normal. Normal will be perpendicular to the surface. Now this is a normal. Normal will be perpendicular to the surface. Then we can write x plus angle of incidence here I already given. That is how much? 30 degrees. That is equal to 90 degrees. Or x is equal to 90 minus 30. That is equal to 60 degrees. So this angle will be how much? 60 degrees. And this angle will be how much? 30 degrees. So please remember this. Okay. Now I'll give you one more example. This time you try to give me the answers. Yeah, copy this diagram. Fine. Now I'll give you one more question. This time you do this, okay? For suppose I'll take it as a plane surface and this is the normal, and let us take this time this as the incident ray, and this incident ray is making 60 degrees with the normal, okay, 60 degrees with the normal, and let us consider this as a pure reflection, okay, let us consider this as a pure reflection, okay, it is pure reflection. Now I want what is the angle of reflection, and even I want what is this angle. Let us take this angle as y. Yeah. Find out. Yeah, my voice is audible now. Fine, do this problem, do this problem. Actually incident ray is making how much angle, means 60 degrees angle. Now this is the reflected ray. Now what is this angle, means this angle I have to find out. So we have to find out this angle. What should be that angle? Find out. Yes, tell me. Very good. See, for suppose if I take this angle as 60 degrees, this is nothing but angle of incidence. So from this diagram we can say that angle of incidence is equal to 60 degrees, right? So this angle of incidence is 60 degrees, and this is nothing but reflecting angle. That reflecting angle is taken as R. Now angle of reflection is also 60 degrees, because according to the laws of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So here angle of reflection is how much? 60 degrees, right? Now see, this is the normal and this is the surface, okay, this is the normal and this is the surface. What is the angle between normal and surface? The angle between normal and surface is 90 degrees. Okay, the angle between normal and surface is how much degrees, ma? 90 degrees. So therefore this total angle is 90. So the total angle 90 is equal to, yeah, see, for suppose, yeah, very good, 30 degrees is the angle, someone given answer also, fine, good. Now see, what is this total angle? 90 degrees. So total angle is 90 degrees. The total angle 90 degrees is equal to, this angle is R plus this angle is Y. Now try to understand, students, this R is equal to 60 degrees. Why R equal to 60 degrees? Means angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Then angle of incidence is how much? 60 degrees. Then angle of reflection also 60 degrees. So this is 60 degree plus Y, or then Y is equal to how much? 30 degrees. So this is the answer. Now shall I give one more question based on this? Yeah, the next question is, for suppose I will take it as a plane surface. This time I'll little modify the question. Because when we are studying, we are going with the basics and we have to learn this basics properly, okay? I'll give one more example. Let us consider this as the incident light ray. Now this time the incident light ray is making an angle of, let us take 32 degrees. Now I want what is the angle of reflection. I want angle of reflection. Yeah, good. Now see, for suppose Now for suppose, very good, very good. So now suppose if I take it as a normal, okay, I'll take it as a normal, and this is the plane reflecting surface. Now if I take this angle as 32 degrees, the total angle is 90 degrees, right? Because normal will make how much angle with the surface? Normal will make 90 degrees angle with the surface. So if I take this particular angle as x, then we can say 32 degrees angle plus x is equal to, clear, x is equal to 90 degrees. Then x is equal to 90 minus 32. So what is 90 minus 32 means you can subtract here. So this value will be 10 minus 2, 8. So like this you can write 90 minus 32. You can take one borrow. So then 10 minus 2, 8. Then it will becomes 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So the answer will be 58 degrees. Okay. So angle of incidence here is 58 degrees. So angle of incidence here is 58 degrees. So x equal to 58 degrees. So try to understand. So here the angle of incidence we measured just now, and what is that angle of incidence we got means the angle of incidence is 58 degrees. Then the properties of reflection. According to the properties of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So angle of incidence, how much we calculated? 58. Therefore angle of reflection is also how many degrees, students? 58 degrees. Okay, copy this. Fine. I hope you understood this point, students. Now see, for suppose if I take the irregular surface, we discussed just now, like we discussed that on regular surfaces or smooth surfaces reflection takes place. Now if I take irregular surfaces like this, now if a light is going to incident on the irregular surface, it may travel in any direction. Okay, it may travel in any direction like this. Now in this case angle of incidence may not be equal to angle of reflection, and in this case incident ray, normal and reflected may not lies on the same plane. So therefore here the properties of reflection is not satisfied. Okay, properties of reflection are doesn't satisfy or not satisfied. If properties of reflections are not satisfied, then we cannot call this as a regular reflection. Then we have to call with some other name, which is called as a irregular reflections, or even we can call it as a diffused reflection. Okay, so these are called as irregular deflections. Clear? What we call this as irregular reflections. Are you clear? If light ray is not obeying the properties of the light or reflection, then it may undergo the diffused reflections. Clear? It may undergo what? Diffused reflection. So please remember this. Okay. Now I'll give you one more problem which is little complicated. Okay, it is little complicated. For suppose I'll take it as one mirror, I'll take it as another mirror. Okay, so I'll take it as one mirror and I'll take it as another mirror like this. So two mirrors I will take. Now a light is going to incident on this mirror. Okay, light is going to incident on this mirror parallel to the first mirror. Take it as first mirror, take it as second mirror. Okay, light is going to incident on the first mirror, second mirror parallel to first mirror. After that it went undergoes reflection. Okay, it undergoes reflection like this. Okay, if this angle is 30 degrees, can you tell me what is this angle of incidence? Yeah, it's little typical problem. Yeah. Yeah, try students. Yeah, very good. Now, if someone tries and told the answer, see, this angle is 30 degrees means even this angle is also 30 degrees. Because these two angles are called as corresponding angles. Okay, these two angles are called as what? Corresponding angles, right? So, if this angle is 30 degrees and this is the normal, okay, this is the normal. Now, normal will always makes 90 degrees with the surface. So, this total angle is 90 degrees. Okay, so this total angle is 90 degrees. So, the total angle is 90 degrees, that is equal to this angle is 30 degrees. Remember, this angle is 30 degrees. Why this is 30 means because these two lines look like parallel lines. So, therefore, if this angle is 30, this angle is also 30 based on the corresponding angle theorem. Okay, see. So, this is one line and this is one line. If this angle is 30 degrees, then this angle will also be 30 degrees. Now, these two angles are called as which angles? Corresponding angles. Clear? What we call that angles as corresponding angles. And if I take it as a normal, this normal will make total angle of 90 degrees. So, this normal will make total angle of how many degrees? 90 degrees. So, 90 degrees is equal to this angle is 30 degrees plus this is I. Then I is equal to 90 minus 30, that is equal to 60 degrees. So, this is the answer. Okay, students. So, then we will discuss the remaining topic in the next session. Okay.